Hey everybody, happy March 1st. Joe's Philosophy coming at you from south of France. Beautiful sunshine, bit nippy out there. Just took my mountain bike with this new cool handlebars on it so I could be in a different position. I like swapping out handlebars and trying different things around, just like life. All different ways of doing stuff. I have so many bikes with different handlebars and it's kind of nice. It just changes the whole thing. One little change on a bike, like a handlebar, changes position, riding position, the way you want to ride it, everything, comfort. And that's kind of like a good philosophy for life, you know. If you don't like the way something feels, change it, and maybe you'll be more comfortable. You know, maybe something simple like a change in diet, a change in jobs, a change in your vacation spot. You know, this could go, adds a little spice. You know, this mountain bike I've had for 20 years. All of a sudden, I'm riding it more than ever because it's just got new handlebars and it's a lot more fun to ride. So anyway, that's my philosophical tying in with bicycles, because this Joe's Velocity, I'm going to talk about something else, writing. You know, it's just like, you know, it has to do with bicycles because on all of my journeys, I always keep a journal, and it's so nice. A friend of mine makes these beautiful, he works with leather, and he made this beautiful diary cover for me, and I write whenever I go on trips. I always keep a diary. It's such a beautiful part of my journey. If I'm alone or sometimes with Angie or other people, it's just that moment when I pull off and I get some postcards and I sit down and I write in my journal. It's just really wonderful to watch my pen hit the paper, and when I get mindful about it, I watch the flow of my hand writing these letters that I learned penmanship back in my St. Francis of Rome school back in the Bronx, and to this day, I still have that same way of writing, and it's making those connections in the brain, much different than using the keyboard all the time. And plus, it's something to look back on. You know, it's a physical thing, and that's my tie-in today with Joe's Philosophy. Is this here has a lot to do with cycling, because these here are letters that I kept in contact with my Aunt Mary, now gone. But, you know, we kept in contact over the years. I have letters here from when I was traveling on my own. This little macrame up there is, if you could see it, I sent from South America to her, and it came back to me years later after she died. And these letters, fantastic to read it. And me and Angie and my son Louis, he was at the table, and we were going through these letters. And he just said something that just hit me. It was like, he said, oh, wow, isn't that cool? You know, to have those letters to look at, to go back on, to read through. I had drawings from Louis when he was 2 and 3 years old, and from Chessie when she was doing her designs and sending them to Aunt Mary 4 or 5 years old, and that history, that written history, because Louis just said, wow, that's really cool, because what are we going to have today? Look back at old emails, WhatsApp messages, you know. So, you know, in this whole thing, like, save paper, you know, I'm not sure. I'm just asking questions. You know, is the amount of paper we used, the less paper we used today, is it less or more ecological than people throwing away their phones that run on batteries every year, and computers and all the rare minerals that run the computers and everything? I just asking the questions. You know, paper, renewable, don't know. But anyway, the loveliness of getting a letter is just amazing. And I'm going to show you. Well, a lot of people don't even know what this is. This was like an aerogram, like an airmail letter. It's all integrated. It's ripped. It's so old. But all integrated. You know, you just folded it up. It was a stamp. It was the letter. It was all in one. Made for airmail. So a little bit different than a postcard. No picture, but it was lightweight. It was the cheapest way to send nice letters, a page and a half of writing on it, and you could send it, or the old-fashioned envelope with a letter inside. And, of course, postcards, pictures, could be in envelope. I mean, it's just so lovely. Look, drawings from my kids when they were younger. And all of these things were just so beautiful. I remember being on the road, and I'm going to tell you something. It's called Poste Restante. If those of you remember back in when I was heading to Denmark and that all got rained out, I asked people to write me in Poste Restante. And it's a system that works. It still works today, because Angie and I have used it when I've been on a trip. You write to somebody who's on the road. You write Poste Restante, General Post Office, the city, town, country, where you're going to be. And it's better to pick a smaller city where there's one General Post Office, or a village or a town. And then you go in there. You got to give it time to get there, obviously, so they need advance notice. And then you go there with your passport and you pick up a letter. those of you who don't know the pleasure of reading a letter, and then there may be many of you out there who do not know the pleasure if you're under a certain age, the pleasure of picking up, recognizing someone's handwriting, when you pick it up in the mailbox, you say, oh, that's from there. You look at the postmark and you kind of guess who it is from the handwriting, and then you open it up and you have that person's full attention on that piece of paper for a full 5 or 10 minutes, which is way different. Now, I don't know if any of you have done this, maybe it might be common, but I've been on sometimes several different chats at the same time because I was doing something else, and I send the wrong message to somebody else and they say, what the heck are you talking? What does that mean? And it's like, oh, sorry, I meant to send that to another person I was talking to. So we're scattered, we're becoming more and more scattered. I am. Maybe not you people out there, but I'm becoming a little bit more scattered in my communication because, when I'm writing, especially on WhatsApp or Signal or whatever you choose to do in Meta or out of Meta, all the different tens of different, ways to write messages now. So you have to check your phone and check all your different communications styles. You miss one, you mark it as read, you forget about it, and a letter, you get it. Put it on the table. I got to write that person back. For me, communication has it's gotten quicker, but maybe it's gotten a bit more scattered. To spend time with somebody, write a letter, pick someone to write a letter to. Me, if you want. My New Year's resolution was to go out of the house a couple times a week without my phone, and also is to write a letter, at least 4 letters a year. I'm going to try to write. So if you want, join me in that process. You can write me, I'll write you back. I do promise I will write you back if you write a letter. I do get a couple at Christmas time, form letters, the Merry Christmas postcards and stuff like that. But it's not a letter that needs a return. It's just basically letting the people know what's going on. So, but I would like, let's start. Let's be pen pals. Remember pen pals? Now pen pals, I guess, is email or WhatsApp, or maybe it's proper letters. I don't know. But anyway, that's my little philosophical rant for today, is basically let's try to get back to some cool letter writing. Look at all these letters Aunt Mary kept in this lovely postcard, and it's just, even my Uncle Lou, wrote to my Uncle Lou, my Aunt Mary, and, in the Bronx, I squeezed everything I could on a postcard. People, if you remember back in the day when I was traveling, you probably remember getting a postcard much like that with my small print, fitting as much as I could around the stamps. And it was kind of part of my travel budget. I'd buy postcards, I'd buy stamps, I'd sit down, and that was all part and parcel of the travel. So I'm really loving the feeling of reading those letters and going to write a letter to somebody and hopefully maybe get a letter from you. And my address is, I could send it, I'll put it in the description of this video. If anyone cares to send a letter, just let me know, and I will do the same in kind. I will write back. So anyway, that's Joe Diamede, March 1st, 2025, talking about the art of letter writing, keeping a journal, watching your pen, write all those beautiful letters that you've had in your head since you were 6 years old, 7 years old. The ability to do that. So let's not lose it all to the technological side. Swiftly, even the bike world is getting electronic, and people are forgetting some of their muscle power. People are forgetting how to shift gears with a cable. Everything's going to batteries and electric. Our writing is being taken over by electronic and spell correct and spell check and putting words in our heads before we even write it. AI is So let's get back to HI. That's what I call it, human intelligence. We got AI and we got HI. Let's use our HI, everybody, and say hi with our HI. So that's cool, and I'm done. And I just want you to say, I want to say my acousticcyclist.com, theacousticcyclist.com it's a great resource for bicycles. If you want to come to France, bicycle riding, I have lots of links to different things to do while you're in France cycling. I have links to museums around the world, YouTube channels, and I'm trying to make it like a little resource to go to for different things, instead of you searching the internet for a travel video, or, my video channels are linked on there, other people's video channels linked on there, movies are linked on there. There's books, travel books, cycling books. It's based around the cycling world. So if you're interested in that, or you know anybody who is interested in that, theacousticcyclist.com. There's my little intro video there to let you know why it's called theacousticcyclist.com. And I'm just loving this March 1st day. I hope everyone out there is in good health, happy in this crazy world with crazy changes going on. Let's hope it's all for the better. Somehow or another, we get out of this little messy maelstrom we're in, because some big changes are afoot. It definitely feels like that for sure. Joe Diamini, Joe's Philosophy, saying, till next time, be well, keep pedaling, and keep philosophizing.